First time we saw it, a dark mass of buildings huddled on the mountain's shoulder, a place they called Headstone Hill. The town was ablaze with electric light it verged on miraculous. But we noticed how strangely the light flickered and how every shadow grew deeper and more suspicious in its presence. That's where Agent Reeg vanished, so that's where we had to go. It was time for us to face the horror at Headstone Hill.
We'll start over. Welcome, Wildcards. JD will cut this out for us anyway. To our thank you, Phantom, for pointing that out in a very obscure way that took me far too long to figure out. So we are back with episode 10 of our horror at Headstone Hill. And this is our actual play for Deadlands and Savage Worlds. By the way, Tank the Frank definitely gets a Benny for being the first to comment in chat. Who is not a member of the crew, is how I will put that. So, we're going to just jump right into it. When we last left off, the group had made it to Gunsight Canyon. As they were riding up to the small town, they saw Gatling Heaston riding towards them. And that's when the shot rang out. A shot that hit Sister May right in the chest, knocked her right off her horse, flat on the ground. Welcome, Signum, and thank you to Rook, as always, for the generosity and to all of our new subscribers. So, Ada, you were riding next to Sister May. You see her hit the dust. The ground. She hits the ground. The dust kind of plumes up around her. What do you do?
She fell forward or backward?
Backwards.
So whoever's shooting at us is from in front of us.
Yes, you did not see Gatling. He's still walking up with his hands on his on the pistols.
He's
on
not
his
hiding.
hips. He's not. He hasn't drawn.
That other fella.
Leslie, what do you do? Sister May hit the ground.
I'm gonna. Okay, am I riding two up with somebody anymore? Or do I have my own horse? It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna. Okay, I'm getting off my horse. I'm gonna hustle over there because I am concerned for sister. She's sister in Christ, and also she's pretty amazing. So I'm gonna go and try and I'm gonna first aid.
Would you say that she's amazing?
Why? Because of grace?
No,
I mean,
she's
what are we
Sister
saying?
May.
No, it's terrible. I thought you were going for grace. I was ready for grace to be a thing, but no. Okay,
So
no,
as
I
you
mean,
kneel
it's
down, you can see
wonderful.
the curl of smoke kind of coming out of her habit, and what you notice is like her riding cloak was kind of drawn around her. She doesn't seem to be breathing. Give me a first aid roll.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh, is there an actual first aid skill? This is
It is
new
a
on me.
healing skill.
Oh, healing. Dun dun dun. Oh, dude, I just closed my character sheet.
For you, it's going to be a smarts roll, Bob, which is good. You got a D8 in smarts.
It's a D8. I remember that. I will. Oh, hey, wait, hold on. Let's see it work. Okay, is that working? Okay,
It's working. I see your bennies.
Oh yeah, my bennies. Okay, so a big fat 4. 4, 4, 4.
Okay, a 4 is not good enough if you don't have the actual trait. You want to spend a benny to re-roll it.
I'm gonna have to because I'm
You are.
concerned.
Sister May.
It's Sister May. Oh, that's a 6.
There you go. All right,
What
so
would
as
be good enough?
you
Okay.
can see, you reach, pulse is steady and strong. You can see her chest rising and falling. And you see, as she kind of like rolls back a little bit, there's the curl of the smoke. It's not coming from her traveling cloak. The bullet hit her Bible.
Oh, this is, how do you say, auspicious. It's a word I learned. This is amazing. It is a miracle. And then so I'm gonna shout, this is miracle. This is miracle. Look at. So I'm gonna kind of help her sit upright because the force, I'm imagining, is pretty
Yeah,
good.
like a mule kicked in the chest.
She's breathing though. You said
She
her
is
chest.
breathing. Sister May, you suddenly suck in a deep breath, only to discover as you look down that Leslie is like, it's a miracle, it's a miracle. And the Bible took the bullet for you.
This is why they call it good book, best book. Now we know.
I never doubted that my Lord would save me.
That there was a warning shot. Like you to let go of my father and send him over here.
I don't think warnings come center mass.
That was worth a Benny sister day. That was good.
Do we see where this is coming from?
Yeah, Gatling has walked right out of the canyon. He is standing
Not cool.
about
Okay.
60 yards away from you. Hands on his pistol slung low around his hips. You don't know where the other two shots came from, or the other shot came from.
I was gonna say. I'm opening my character sheet while I'm thinking.
I would like to see Prospector Bob, please.
Forgot he was edition.
It is Tank the Frank, and you are absolutely correct. He lets out a whistle that kind of carries on the wind, and you can see behind him. Remember those catwalks that move between the two canyons? You can see some guys hit somebody with the butts of rifles, and you can tell from these sort of off-white long johns that you did see Prospector Bob in earlier, and the general shape and demeanor of the man that's being knocked across the rope bridge, that it is Prospector Bob. But I need all of you to give me a notice roll. Something seems off.
I just threw my D6 across. I got it.
There it is.
Oh, my wife's coming. That's 4.
7.
7, 5,
9.
9. Leslie got a 4. You all notice there's something kind of trailing, like every time Bob stumbles forward, he kind of gets jerked back. If you got a raise, which I believe is only Sister May, you can see the telltale chunk of a noose tied up on the back of Bob's neck and rope. Ada, you also notice, well, you'd recognize the uniforms of the Little Rock Irregulars anywhere.
If they're irregulars, how can they have uniforms?
No one said they were good at it.
They're colors, okay?
That's
Maybe
right.
they have bandanas.
Look, back in the day, it was harder to say Bloods and Crips, so...
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But also, just because you're irregular does not mean that you do not have identifying markings. It is a sort of a
They have
dispersed...
GI issues.
That's right.
I thought you were going to say fiber too.
Okay, here we go.
Where the hell is that, Wickers?
Well, we thought we'd leave him behind because he is create more problem than worth. I think you would agree. Well, we can get him if we wish. However, headache is immense.
He kind of pats his vest. He's like, too bad. Had something prepared for him.
I will tell him of your goodwill later. However, we come now to make deals. Trying to be as serious as possible.
Anything goes sideways here. And Prospector takes a sudden drop and a quick stop.
That does seem to preclude an even trade at this juncture. How do you propose that you're going to let him go and stop threatening him?
Oh, I'd be careful the way you word things, sister. You wouldn't want us letting Bob go now, would you?
Gatling, that's enough. And Easton will get off the horse and just like he had them loosely bind his wrist to give a semblance.
Yeah, the
And
Wookiee
he-
defense. I'm familiar with it.
Yes. He walks forward and he just kind of lightly cuffs
Okay, so as
Leslie on the back of the head.
he's about who? Do you,
No, he's Leslie in the back of the head.
okay, kind of lightly.
It's just like kind of like not like one of those last parting gifts type thing.
I will stumble. I will play it up as best I can. I am good actor.
You are a good actor,
I get nailed.
and you can hear the chuckle that Gatling gives. Ah,
What a jerk.
well then. Here's how this is gonna go down, sister.
No, Gatling, here's how it's going to go down. You can back down. Dad's back.
He goes to open his mouth and shuts it.
All right.
He lets out 2 more whistles, and you can see the guys kind of start to undo the noose from around Bob's neck. You send me my father, and I'll send Bob down. You try anything, and we'll see if you can take a second shot in the chest. The good Lord's looking out for you with both eyes.
His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me.
Yeah. Whatever. And we'll start walking forward towards Gatling and all that.
When you cross about half the distance, when you get about 30 yards away from Leslie and Ada and Sister May, you guys can see that they have like surreptitiously like got the rope around Bob's waist and are lowering him off the bridge. He seems to be kind of like sort of like a piñata, sort of slowly and very ungracefully spinning in the wind. All of a sudden, you see Gatling, Wickers. You see him clearly. He kind of leans down and listens to his chest, and he's like, "Oh, hell's no." And he draws both of his guns and points them right at you. I don't know who you are, but in the honor of what Sister May said, a little birdie told me you ain't my dad. And he cocks both hammers back.
So we let the illusion go, I guess. Are we going to try and keep fighting for that illusion there, Wickers?
He's just gonna look at his son and go, "You think your new friends are the only ones that can make deals, Gatling?"
He kind of takes one of his guns. He pulls back the side of his vest, and you can see stitched into the side of its vest, kind of out, is a small corn husk doll, Wickers. One that you recognize quite well, as you were the one who taught little Jeremiah how to make them. I believe this belongs to you, doesn't it, Wickers? And we're going to draw some initiatives.
Dang it. Wizard's first rule.
Best. Was that you, Bob?
Yes.
Oh, man. I used to be able to quote all of those. All right. I have Jack of Diamonds or King of Hearts for Bob. We should have known he was the King of Hearts.
That's right.
After his run-in with Scarlet last week. King of Clubs to Ada. Why does my deck love you guys more than it loves my monsters? Wickers. 9 of Spades. Ace of Diamonds. Do you get a second card?
No, that was just me going, "There's your low one."
There's I'm 9, sure. Ace of Diamonds for Sister May.
Nice. Very nice.
Little diamond-shaped single shot in your chest. And I've got one group that goes on 7 of Spades, or 7 of Hearts, and one that goes on 9 of Hearts. So literally, the entire posse gets to go before anyone else. Oh, wait, nope. Gatling
Wait.
draws a 5.
Oh,
Awesome. So Gatling's extra card is lower than his first card. So, Sister May.
How? I would like to cast deflection on Wickers.
I have
And-
great appreciation.
And then I think I would also like to add the power modifier. No, I can't. That's deflection is not an attack spell. I was trying to figure out if I could add a person to deflection. But oh, yes. I would also like to add deflection to Prospector Bob, please.
What is the range on deflection?
Don't ask smart questions like that. It's smarts.
Okay, so Processed Raga is way outside your smarts range.
I'm very smart.
I know you
I'm
are.
smarter, I mean.
I know you are. But
What is he?
Then instead I would probably cast it on the whole party. I'll just cast it on the whole party.
all right, spend the power points, give me the roll. John, good to see you. I don't know if you caught the Peg pre-show, John, but our Riffs one-shot draws ever closer. Relentless. Like George Washington. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
I know exactly where you're going with that.
Bob and I share a
14.
special language that only exists in early 2000s video memes. 14, that's successful. So all of you, what does it look like when you cast Deflection on everyone, Sister May?
I'm ready to give John Doom all my bennies.
That's right, John. Yes.
From the dust that's kicked up from the feet of the horses and the
Just
combatants,
kind of swirls around.
you can it does swirl and give the vague shape of angelic warriors standing in front of everyone,
Nice.
but only as the sun glints on it just right, and then you're like, no, that's just dust.
Leslie, King of Hearts.
Sorry, I was looking through trying to find my spells. These guys are not all undead. What would a guy like me know about the little homunculus corn doll creepy thing underneath the vest? Is that like a thing
Yeah, I will allow you to give me a occult roll as part of your action. So you'll roll your occult and take 2 away from it if you plan to do something else with it.
I
I
see.
Outside.
What'd you say?
I said I know what it is outside of the game, but it's irrelevant.
Yeah, that's terrible. So that's not good at all. I feel like I got to know though.
Bob, and I'm going to give you a free Benny, because I do feel bad about having you sink one into a first aid roll that was ultimately just a reveal for
That's
Sister
amazing.
May's Bible.
Okay, so I'm back to 2.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you. That's still lousy. It's terrible. Choose.
You want to spend another one, or are you going to let it ride?
Okay. Now
right.
I feel like I must.
Now it's the sunk cost
Hey.
fallacy.
There's a 6. I
There
know,
you go.
right? So 9 total.
9 total. All right, so that's a 7 with the penalty. And so you know that sometimes spells can be anchored. They can be anchored into items, they can be anchored into places, into people, right? Wickers is essentially the physical anchor for a Manitou. So you're guessing that there is some sort of magic that is tied directly to Wickers. Now, sympathetic magic exists. Kind of the greatest example of it is that of the voodoo doll.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh no, I'm totally giving you one for that one, John Doom. That was divine.
It was.
So you're guessing there is if this is connected to Wickers in some way, it may be able to affect him in some way.
Affect Wickers.
Affect Wickers. If it all he said was that, do you recognize it, and then let it close. So we're gonna start there.
Man, now I'm like, okay, I really was going to try and burn this thing up on his chest, but now if I'm thinking it's attached to wickers, that might not be great. However, having it be exploited throughout the entire fight might not be great either. So, summon ally. There's. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Are you going for the big one? So you gotta spend the Benny to summon Mammalian.
I forgot I don't actually own this one. I have this spell. Okay. All right. So Mammalian, here we go. Oh man. Stepping sideways. Oh, I lost my cheat sheet. Sorry.
As you walk, as you step sideways, your eyes kind of shifting a little to the left, and as you step, you can see that Mammalian has a small white dish sitting on his side of the poker table, and there are thin, just incredibly thin, almost preternaturally thin slices of a very rare meat. And he reaches down and he picks it up, and it's almost translucent, and he... Leslie.
This is disgusting.
Care for a bite?
I no idea where your fingers have been, so I shall actually just decline. I'm here to play cards. As you know, it is the same way every time. Cards.
All right. He shuffles and sets them out in front of you. Give me the gambling roll, Bob. You're starting with 6 cards. We'll put them on the scoreboard. Ding!
Here we go. I'm going to, after the record-breaking roll, I just feel like I'm going to have to prove. Okay, see that? That's a 6. I'm saying. These are not loaded dice. Okay, so 9 total, so it's not.
All right, that gets you a success and a raise. So you get to draw your 8 cards, Bob.
8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I make the best hand possible.
Make the best hand possible.
Is this where my luck runs out?
Dun, dun, dun. So.
Oh, man. A whole pair? And a 4s at that? Ah, it was so close.
All right. Well, a pair of 4s gives you 3 power points, which is 5 short of what you need. So you need to make this roll, Bob. Mammalian doesn't say anything, but as he's chewing the meat, it seems to kind of dissolve, but leaves kind of a red sanguine tinge on his normally perfectly white teeth. So here's how this works. You need to make a spellcasting roll at -2 because of the rank of the Sentinel spell, and -5. So you're gonna make your roll at -7. So you need to get an 11 or better to have this spell goes off.
I've never failed here. This is bad. Okay, well, yikes. Here we go. Yep, I've already failed. I can't go any higher than 5. And alas, you see no bennies left in here.
I was actually going to say, don't you start with 4 bennies? Don't you have that one?
3.
No, but I thought he had the talent.
I do start with 4.
You do start with 4. You sneaky.
Oh my god!
You kind of.
I don't know if it's gonna
Leslie
help,
kind of reaches up under the brim of his hat and he pulls out his lucky Benny.
Oh my gosh, dude! Thank you for playing my character.
You're welcome.
Jeez. Alas, it is much the same. What? I wasted all the good luck. Thank
Different
you.
dice. Different dice.
But not a.
These are the good
failure.
dice.
Correct,
No.
Bob.
Okay. So I've never failed against Mammalian. What happens now? Does he mock me? This vicious mockery.
Relentlessly.
He does mock you, and in fact, as he kind of reaches in and he takes the cards, his arms seem to. You're not sure if his arms grew larger or the table kind of draws in a little bit closer, Leslie, but you feel he passes both of his hands kind of through your chest as he rakes in the coins and the the cards, and you can see his hands are now coated in blood. And
Oh,
as you
lovely.
kind of step back, you cough a little bit, and you definitely feel something warm and coppery stain your lips.
I failed.
Delicious.
Okay, so this is. I'm gonna look around like this is the first time I've ever lost.
That's right. You hear this warm. You can feel the warm breath just on your left ear, Leslie, and you can hear the whisper. Tell me, Leslie, does it fall to you, or does it fall to someone else?
Not sure I know what he means by that.
What would your gut be?
Does it fall to me or does it fall to someone else? Is he talking about? I can't even imagine. No, I can't even imagine. Does it fall to me or someone else? Mm-mm.
Which do you choose?
Out of character, I have nothing. It's going to fall to me. It's always going to fall to me.
Okay.
It's always going to fall to me. In
I
lieu of
want
a
you to
death wish,
know-
I do.
I've had these prepared for a while, and if
Okay.
it fell to someone else, I will tell you after the stream what would have happened.
Oh,
But-
it falls to me.
All right, Ada, you are up. You can, Sister May, you can clearly still see, because you got the raise on your notice roll. You can see the light catches the two rifles, one on either side of Gatling, set about another 60 yards back.
Meaning I can see the snipers?
You can see the snipers.
Well, I'm going to point them out to Ada right away.
How far above the ground is Prospector Bob?
Prospector Bob at this point has made it from one of the there's every 20 feet on this canyon there's another set of walkways, and he was at the top one, and they lowered him down to the second tier, so about 60 feet off the ground, and at the end of this round he'll be about 40 feet off the ground. So right now he's about 60 feet off the ground. You can hear some very colorful language coming from Prospector Bob as he sort of just kind of pinions around, like kicking his feet, waving his arms, trying to grab onto one of these walkways. And Ada, you see at this point, no firearms have been fired, so they're
That's
still
not
low.
so. Sister May.
Well, I mean that one. They're still lowering Prospector Bob down.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
So what do you do?
Well, I'm not going to shoot first. You got any benches?
There are some benches in the wagon. Never leave home without a good bench.
Never leave home without a bench.
Benches get stuff done.
Benches. All right, so we can see the little corn dolls, the corn husk dolls.
No, he put it back. He just kind of like let it out and let it drop.
What's your game, Gatling?
No game, Ada. I told you what would happen. I had to bring my dad instead. You got this guy all gussied up, looking like my dad. But here's the thing. I've got friends too. Several of them right now have rifles pointed at you. So if you lay down your arms, you give up, maybe I'll let you go and just take Wicker's thumbs. Somebody who wants to add them to a collection.
Who collects thumbs? What is the purpose of that?
She knows. Because Wickers doesn't.
Listen, I didn't ask too many questions, but these people, they got a powerful hate. Wickers. You see Gatling kind of, his mouth tightens a little bit. And honestly, Ada, if I were you, I wouldn't go in there. Speaking of powerful hates.
Feel like the only left thing to do is to resort to terrible violence. Yes.
It is on brand for Ada.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, firstly, afraid of the dark. Secondly,
Oh, but it's a canyon. It's bright day. You're fine.
it's fine. Definitely won't be dark in the canyon.
Do you want to try and free Bob?
I mean, on the one hand, I kind of do.
I figured that was what you were going for. So if you want to make a called shot, Ada.
I mean, he's gonna drop 60 feet, and that will definitely kill him.
There's some walkways in the way.
If you make the called shot, so you're gonna need to hit an 8 base. The called shot for this would be another -4, so you would need a 12. You could shoot it right at the time where you think his arc would carry him to hit one of the walkways. John Doom is playing the villain in my head, and it's wonderful. Singham, good to have you here. I mean, this is also the guy who tried to shoot you. I mean, successfully shot you several times during the riot.
I know, but I feel I don't know how many guns there are. He said several.
Sister May said she saw 2.
Look, he made it clear that we're not coming out of this without getting riddled a little bit, so...
Fine, I like going out in a blaze of glory. I think that Wickers can take Gatling, so I'm gonna aim for one of the snipers.
All right, give me a shot.
Bold of you to assume that the dice are playing nicely.
It is bold of me to assume, but it's less bold of me than to assume that I can make a called shot to drop Prospector Bob onto a walkway.
I mean...
You mean
fair.
what?
That's
always a chance.
Oh, you're saying there's a chance.
Saying it's a chance.
I'm rolling the wrong die. That's
Not
fine.
that.
So am I at -4?
No. To shoot these guys, what you're going to need to hit is... I'm pulling that up for you right now.
Thank you.
So, which weapon are you using, Ada? Your Winchester 73? All right.
Yes.
You are at long range with this. So this would be a -4 to the shot.
I need to roll it again.
Okay.
The dice just really do not like me. I have not failed, terribly, just have not succeeded. Because at a -4, I hit a 3.
Oh, so close.
Yeah.
All right, you try to take a shot. The vague prairie shrubbery gets in the way and fouls it for you.
It is a far shot. So.
It is a far shot. It is now Wicker's turn. Wickers, what do you want to do?
Violence. JM. Copious amounts of gratuitous violence.
All right. Well, I actually need, if you want to make if you want to go to it as you go to attack Gatling, you can clearly see kind of rising up out of the earth in front of you, little Jeremiah. Papa, and I need you to make a spirit roll at -2 to see if you can attack Gatling.
I don't like this bastard. All right, make sure. Okay, double checking. Would this count towards my spirit rolls +2 from Harrowed?
No, that only is for recovered against getting shaken.
Okay, thank you. Just making sure. Okay.
Bob, it's your first time playing a game with me?
12.
All right, you are allowed to make a attack against him.
Well, the first move is actually not an attack.
All right, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna reach into his. I'm reaching for that doll to rip it away from him.
That'll be an attack because.
Oh, that is an attack.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
You're
gonna
gonna
try and-
Well, you know. Well, at this point, it may as well.
Not an attack.
Yeah, maybe it would be. So I will take this moment to explain what I used my 2 advancements for.
Yes, go for it.
So I finally have taken what JM constantly hopes I have taken, and that is the claws feature that the Herald gets. So that's interesting. And I've also taken two-fisted because I'm constantly multi-attacking.
Yeah.
And
so
getting
there you
rid of that. Getting rid of. Oh! That die is gone.
It is gone forever and always.
I'm sad because it's the wild die. And now I'm not getting up to go fetch that. And so yes, I will now have no penalties for my normal 1-2. So
Alright.
as Wickers lunges forward, you hear the cracking of bone as the illusion fades, and you see his hands start to spread and become abnormally spindly long, and claws start bursting forth from his fingertips as he's going to go for a left-handed claw to try to snag that doll. And if he gets some flesh on the way,
Yeah, that's fine.
delightful.
All right, give me the
So-
rolls.
Right, here is some fighting.
That is the
Oh.
correct sound effect, John Doom. I will allow it.
Range 17.
That'll hit with a raise.
All right, and now for that delicious, delicious damage, which is, thanks to having taken Brawler previously, pumped up all the way to a D10 plus a D8.
Nice.
That is 19 points of damage as he swings in and goes to snag this.
No.
All right, go ahead and give me your other attack roll while I make his soak roll.
Did you
The
see
other
what
attack-
Frank said?
I did, yes. He'll heal if. Ooh.
Well, as it is, I have taken no damage since when last we had a moment, so if I'm not going to try to overheal because that's not a thing I can do.
He kind of rolls with it, and it doesn't look like you did any damage to him, Wickers, on that first hit.
It's okay. The gods saw fit to gift me with another hand! Wild card die will be with me here. That is an 11.
An 11 hits, but not with a raise, so it's the base
I
damage.
just realized I didn't roll the raised die. Oh well. That's what I get for forgetting the things.
Oh,
31 points of damage on the right hand. As being right-handed, this one comes in with much more vigor.
All right. Well, I will spend a Benny to re-roll that soak roll. 31, you said?
Yes.
Which drops it okay, hold on. Brain is working.
Can you prove that in court of law?
2, 14. Okay, 6 wounds. All right. And your second hand comes away with blood as Heaston kind of rolls back and has taken wounds. Not enough to kill him, though. Something's going on here, Wickers. It's almost as if he's protected, not from on high, from somewhere else.
pretty much gathering that it has to do with the little cornhusk doll that's
The
attached to
little
his
cornhusk
chest.
doll. He kind of pulls out both and fires both shots into you.
Cute.
All right. Oh, those aced.
So
I don't like
deflection
hearing that.
subtracts 2.
Yes, I've got that written down. So we've got. So that one will hit, but with no raise, and that one will hit with a raise, even with the deflection. So let's do the first shot. You have no AP, correct? Or you have no armor.
No armor, just very beefy boy.
Very beefy boy. All right, what's your toughness there? Wickers?
9.
9. So the first one will give you shaken and nothing else. The second one. 12, 16, 20, 22, 24, 28, 29. So 29 points of damage, minus your toughness of 5, takes you to 24. That divides nicely and evenly, so 6 wounds.
I believe this is an appropriate response.
Meanwhile, the sniper shots, while he does that, ring out to catch Ada and Leslie. Leslie, do you want blue or black?
Black. Always bet on black.
You see a blue die and you want to paint it black?
Yes.
The number is 20, my friend.
So 20, so 4 takes out the first one, so 20 is divisible by 4, so you soak 5 of those 6 wounds.
Okay. I'll take my first wound that I will then promptly ignore.
Leslie.
Mm-mm.
All right, so 14 minus 4 gets me to 10 because of the range, minus 2 from deflection gets me to 8, which still hits you with a raise.
Oof.
But nothing blows up. I said that very disappointedly.
Really
So
unnecessary, JM.
13 minus your toughness, Bob, of
Which is
5
rising. Yeah.
is exactly 8. So that would be 2 wounds. Give me a vigor roll to soak it.
I thought I had to spend a Benny to do so.
You don't have a Benny. Anybody in the chat want to give Leslie a Benny?
Thank you, Frank.
I mean,
Help us out.
does
John
anyone
Doom?
have them? Yeah.
You just
What do I-
hey. Oh, Tipsy Flipper has one too. John said it first. Tipsy, you just have to say who you're going to give it to. So John gave you one, Leslie. Tipsy Flipper has a Benny on tap.
Yeah.
Good
So
to see
I
you
need.
again, Tipsy Flipper. I just
need
like
to
saying
go-
the name Tipsy Flipper over and over again, so I'm going to work it in as casually as I can.
You're already ruined it.
Oh.
No, I can't. Wait, do I roll my toughness or do what? No.
You're going to roll your wild card die plus your vigor die.
Vigor D6. Okay.
Thank you.
I was going to do the dice cam, just keep me on the up and up. This is how, but I don't have 2 6s because I don't roll 2 6s ever. I just do this. There's a 5 and a 3, so 5.
A 5. All right, so a 5 takes you from 2 wounds to 1 wound. So you have 1 wound and are shaken, Leslie.
Okay.
All right,
Sweet.
next round of combat starts
Thank you for the
off
penny.
with the
Wait,
two
did they shoot me?
they missed you,
Oh.
by a
To
Wyoming.
be
mile.
fair, my dice
Yeah.
also don't like to shoot.
That's right.
It's fine.
The two of you have decided to gentle personally fire warning shots.
Yeah.
All right, Bob.
Yes, now that you know what I am.
3 of clubs, which upgrades to a 6 of diamonds, thanks to you. Ada, 4 and 5 of hearts, so you'll be going on 5 of hearts. Wickers, 8 of clubs.
We are
Sister
lousy.
May, 2 of diamonds, the lowest of the low. 10 of diamonds for the snipers, 2 of spades for Gatling. I had to get cocky. Oh wait, no, he gets 2 cards. Haha, 4 of spades.
How is this possible?
Fuck it.
Eat dirt, Gatling.
Oh, he will.
So, here we go. The snipers are going to take their shots again. And Sister May, or sorry, Ada and Leslie. Leslie's always betting on black.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Leslie, the second shot does not hit you. Ada,
Thank God.
15 minus 6 is 9, so it hits you with a raise.
Just spreading love.
And nothing blows up. My dice just don't want to kill you guys tonight.
Hey.
A wound
Oh, darn.
and shaken, Ada. You may spend a penny to soak per usual. And it is now Wicker's turn. Wickers, you are shaken. This is where you get your +2 to recover from. I'm gonna need
Hot
2.
diggity daffodil. I'm sorry, 2?
Soak
Oh,
a
my
wound.
+2.
4.
4 reduces it from 1 wound to no wounds, and you are not shaken.
Nice.
That is a case of another 20.
All right, and then I need your spirit roll at -2 if you plan on attacking Gatling this round.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Got my boys things. The only proper response of a gentleman is, of course, to tear him limb from limb and then string him up by his entrails. I mean, what?
Yeah,
What?
that works.
They aren't strong enough. There's no tensile strength in entrails.
That is
I
a
like-
9.
That's why you got to cord him together, Bob.
You're right.
Does a 9 beat that parry?
It doesn't beat the parry, but it beats whatever magic is on him, preventing you. Every time you haul back, you just hear Jeremiah's voice. You see his face kind of
It just,
ripple in front
just
of
makes him
Gatling's.
angrier and angrier.
All right, give me your attack rolls.
All right. And now for the fightins. That's a 20.
Okay, that hits with a extra die of damage.
Good. I
And
will
the
make
second
sure
one?
to actually roll the die, the extra damage die this
I
time.
reminded you.
Okay. That is
The cursed piano combat, I think, is what Tipsy Flipper is.
14 there.
All right, spending a penny, making a soak roll. So 14. All right, 8 and 12. Nothing.
Oh,
You come in, he kind of brings up the gun and parries your claws away, trying to get a beat on you with the other one.
when he parries my claws away and starts going for that, I just go to shove my hand upward and just try to get into the arm meat there.
All right.
Try to make him hurt for it there. I rolled the wrong die. Get out of here. Go away. You shame me. That is a 13.
So a 13 hits with an extra die damage.
Fuck. I'm feeling the adrenaline. Okay.
Bob, or Leslie, you will be on deck next. Ada and Sister May, you can clearly see that the one guy who was lowering Bob has kind of stopped. Bob is swinging back about 40 feet off the ground, and his partner pulls out something that glints, and it looks like he's going to start sawing through the...
28.
All right, that's 5 wounds. Spend a last Benny there. $28. So that'll be... Reroll that. Stay in the box. Number of 6s, but they keep jumping out of the box, and you know how I am, Sister May. All right, so 12 is 3 off from the 5, so he will take 2 wounds, and that will drop him to 0. So, Wickers, what does it look like?
All right, so it's a whole action sequence of go to swipe with the claw, the gun comes up, sweeps the arm, but then he comes in with the claw, and instead of getting the arm, he misjudged in a happy way the distance to the chest, and he sinks his claws into the chest underneath the arm right here when that left arm comes up. And just...
Oh, go ahead.
And then he just squeezes.
As he dies, you hear, "You lied to me! You French bastard, you lied to me!" And he dies. And someone from the chat yells fatality. It is now Leslie's turn.
Okay, so I'm a terrible. I like to role play, but I'm a terrible at playing the game. We got 2 advancements last time. I didn't do anything with them. So can I get my summon ally? The good one?
It is in the heroic. Because it is a heroic thing, and this puts us to heroic with these 2 advancements.
That does do it. Yeah, Bob, I'd allow you to do that.
Yes. So it's like the epiphany just struck me. I didn't have it like 2 minutes ago.
That's right.
But now I'm like
you
gonna
epiphanate all over the surrounding area.
Epiphany, what? Lightning has just struck my brain. What movie is that from? Come on. What movie is that from? Come on. But I don't know how many power points it is to cast.
Oh, I got
It's from Hook. It's from Hook. I'm looking up the spell list.
That's right.
They don't want to give this stuff away for free on the internet. I understand why.
Oh, it is 8 power points.
8 power points. So, man, I am going to waste all of them. Not waste, I'm going to spend all of them. Like, I get 10 total, correcto?
You have 10 right now, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, that's fine. All right, so spell casting. Woohoo! Let's do this. The new goodness. Hey, that's an 8. That
blows up.
Yes.
Okay,
not that
so
it matters.
Before you finish rolling, just so you know, now that you have it, you can always spend extra power points to either, for an extra power point, you can give it a bite or a claw attack that would do more damage. For 2 power points, you can give it wings, or for an extra power point, you can communicate telepathically with it as opposed to calling out.
Can I give it wings? I'm going to give it wings.
Okay, that's 10 power points. Don't forget, you can spend a Benny, and it will give you 5 power points if you need to.
This is where I'd put my bennies.
Yeah.
If I had them.
Two other things, Bob. You get 2 spells when picking a new spell. Tank the Frank has recommended telekinesis.
Oh, yes, that's true.
And with your other advancement, you could get more power points at another set.
Let's just do that. I'm going to, if I can get more power points.
Now you got 15 power points. So you spend 10 to summon. What does your winged sentinel look like?
I have 15 because I spent the second advancement.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes, okay, gotcha. My winged sentinel, oh yeah, he's just, okay, you know how in Avengers, okay, we're going to cross universes here, how Bruce Banner is kind of like the little guy, and the Hulk is the big guy? Well, this is big Leslie. This is big, huge Leslie. He is busting free from all confines and is going to fly. He's going to hopefully fly and catch Prospector Bob and keep him from dropping to the deck.
All right, so here's what I need from you. I need you to give me. Let's make this an athletics roll for your guy. Give me a D6 roll, Bob, for your flying Leslie.
So just a D6, or is it a D6 and a wild card?
A D6 and a wild card. Go for
it. Okay. Just making sure. That's a 4. It succeeds.
A 4 succeeds. You see. Kind of summoned out of him. It is Leslie Gargoyle. Gargoyle Leslie, as drawn in the beautiful animation style of the same TV show, goes flying across, and right as they cut the line for Gargoyle Bob, he drops like a foot into the Olympian Greek god-esque version of Leslie, who is flying around.
Yes, and corded muscles.
Corded muscles. Iron-bound thews. You
Suddenly,
do.
I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist, just itty bitty head, massive body.
Yes.
It is now Ada's turn. Gatling lies dead at the feet of Wickers.
Thank goodness. And Prospector Bob is no longer at the mercy of the guy with the saw.
No, he seems to be at the mercy of a really muscular version of Leslie with giant rippling wings.
I mean, I'm not concerned about that. I think that seems fine.
A flying cloak of suits that have formed together.
Suits?
Yeah, like card suits.
Oh, sorry. Not what my head
She was imagining just full suits, like
I was very
tux,
concerned.
evening wear, smoking.
Super dapper. It's just an eclectic group of suits hanging.
I suppose either works for Leslie. What are you doing, Ada?
Am I still on the horse?
You can be if you want to be.
Yeah, I want to ride toward the people who are shooting at me and then shoot at them because
Alright.
this is...
You get close enough
Foolishness.
that you are now only at a -2 to shoot these guys.
Yeah, that's significantly better.
Go for it.
Goodness. 7
All
with the
right.
-2.
Ada, go ahead and roll your damage. You come riding up by 1, fire your rifle at him.
The dice and I are having a disagreement.
Okay. What is your?
It's a 2.
It's a 2. All right, that doesn't do a whole lot. You want to spend a Benny to re-roll that?
I pretty much do, and I'm going to switch dice because this
Okay.
one's going into dice jail, which I don't have, but we'll see.
Here you go. I got one for you, Ada.
I have one, but it only fits one die. That's immense. What is your problem? That is like punitive.
This is
11.
Mark Pileggi made this for me.
It's
and
amazing.
It is wonderful.
This is what we get when we privatize
The same
dice.
individual who made this lovely box right here.
That's right.
Oh yes, Mark
That's
Pileggi.
treating me so nicely.
The shot goes off and you put it right between his eyes, blowing the back of his head across the Wyoming plains, dropping the sniper, who is clearly a member of the Irregulars. You would recognize Jerome anywhere. The other shot goes off, and you see the guy kind of stands up on the plains, points his gun right at you, Ada, screaming to high heaven. And unfortunately, that scream goes from one of rage to one of intense pain as Two Belt Johnny, who you recognize, pulls the trigger, rolls a 1, and ignites all 6 shells at once, and his right hand just evaporates into a red mist, and he drops to the ground, screaming in pain. Sister May, what do you do? I heard Bob say that too.
Is that what he said? Okay.
Mwah. What do you do, Sister May?
I was gonna go check on Bob. Has the gargoyle just landed and dropped him, or is he bringing Bob back to us?
I don't know, Bob. What is Leslie doing? He's coming back. So
Yeah, he can bring it back to me. He's fetch.
There's this
He's fetch.
beautiful like vertical climb, and for a brief moment, other Bob is silhouetted, like
Like it's Titanic. We're
like
just
the
gonna-
shadow, and then dives back
shadow.
towards you
like a shadow in the night.
like a
The shadow knows.
in the night.
He hasn't arrived yet.
No.
But that's what I'm going to do.
All right, sorry.
These guys are humans, not supernatural evils, so I don't have an awful lot to offer here, except maybe doing a...
Sister May, shame them.
Shame.
I was thinking that I might want to boost Ada since she's having such a hard time shooting today.
The shooting has been 50%. The damage
Has been lackluster.
has been impressive.
Would that help or would that just be insulting?
You can definitely raise her shooting trait.
I personally feel that is a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
Increases the chances of
Thank you,
success.
John.
I did raise my shooting trait, by the way, with one of my advancements, but I don't like the D10. I'm really very opposed to it.
So you now have a D12. All right. Yeah, I think everybody's in agreement with us, Bob, that if we did that drinking game, it would be over. It's like after the first. It's after Fellowship of the Ring came out, and we're like, oh, we'll just make a drinking game out of all of the Academy Awards. Two Towers wins. We did not. We walked home that night. All right. So as the blood, the other guy drops to the ground holding his arm. Sister May waits for Bob. You guys hear more shooting coming from the canyon, and you can see now that there are a group of riders who have ridden up and are firing down into the canyon. And all you can see is that one of them rears a horse right near the edge, and you can see red hair kind of rippling in the afternoon sun. And so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into a deadly encounter. So let me set up the scene for you real quick. So massively gargoyle hulked out Bob lands, and Bob's like, Prospector Bob kind of, Lizzie, this be a relation of yours?
Only very distantly, and it's like identical twin. I understand. However, the wings do give it away. So just think, wings is him, and then Leslie is the one without wings.
What are you doing here? Don't you know? There are tree people at Headstone Hill. They've been replaced. Denabay's a monster.
We are ahead of you and also behind you and enjoying your company. And let's just catch up later. We have a firefight with beautiful... What is going on up there, by the way? So they're all firing down at us?
Yeah, the Ghost Steel Gang has arrived and is raining down hell upon the
Irregulars.
The Little Rock Irregulars. So
okay, not on us. Not on us. Gotcha.
No, not on you.
No.
On the Little Rock Irregulars. All right. So here's what's going to happen. I want each of you to tell me what you want to have happen in this scene, right? The Little Rock Irregulars are holding on to the canyon. You can walk away at this point if you want, but Ada, somewhere in the depths of Gunsight, Arkansas Ted Harwell, the leader of this gang, waits for you. So we're gonna let you get to tell me what you want to do last. We're gonna start with Wickers because Wickers usually is up for a bit of the ultraviolence. And Wickers, what is your goal in this scene?
He's going to find... They said this Gatling fellow, such as his corpse is, said that I had some old acquaintances somewhere within. No one said that I had to find them cleanly.
All right, so you're looking for any evidence of those guys.
Yes, while making it's mainly hunting for them, but if there are people in the way, that doesn't have to be the case anymore.
All right,
is his
so
opinion,
would you
because he's willing to let the devil out for this.
Are you going to be using fighting? Like, are you just clawing your way to the information? Or are you intimidating your way? All right.
No, he is. If I am allowed, I will let out the devil for this, so you do get to punish me still.
Oh yeah.
And he is then going to go forth and become
havoc.
The reason why the fear factor goes up in this location.
Signum. All right, Sister May, what is your goal in this scene?
My goal is to keep everybody safe But barring that, if they all scatter, then my mission would then be to make my way to all of the wounded, make sure that they are disarmed and ready to transport back to town for punishment or jail time or whatever.
All right, so I'm going to make yours a persuasion test as you're going around trying to deal with these people pleasantly. All right. Leslie, what's your goal in here? Scarlett's in there leading.
Scarlett's way up there, though.
She's way up there.
There's no me joining her and riding around on her horse with her or anything.
I mean, would you like to make your way up the road bridges? And
there's
you have a jet
at
view.
this point, I think I'm best useful down here with the gargoyle, just ruining all the cover that these guys could possibly be hiding behind.
Okay.
Like I'm going to try and command him and just rage around and point and yell and just try and obliterate all kinds of cover. So are
you master blastering your own gargoyle?
That would be awesome.
Okay.
If I can do that, that'd be great. Yeah. Master blaster. Who runs Bartertown?
All right. So what I'm going to want from you is a notice check. Before we roll these things, let me get all of this set up. Ada, what is your goal here?
I promised Wickers that he could have the two folks that he still needed to complete his vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
Were either of them the leader of the Irregulars?
They were not.
I want the leader.
You want to go after Ted, so you're looking for Ted. How are you looking for Ted? Are you trying to notice where Ted's at? Are you shooting your way through this?
Notice.
All right. So what I need again, we're going to use a deadly quick encounter. So the way this is going to work is I need each of you to make your roll. So Wickers is going to be fighting. Because of the volume of people here, I'm increasing the difficulty of your roll. All right. Sister May, Persuasion. I've got a difficulty set here for you. Leslie, yours is Notice. I've got a difficulty set here for you. And when we get to you, don't think Mammalian has forgotten his pound of flesh. And then Ada, I also need a notice for you, and yours is going to be much harder because Ted is coming for you. Or he's trying
John,
to hide.
come on.
All right, so let's start with Wickers. Go ahead and give me your roll. By the way, if you guys haven't played Savage Worlds, which I don't know anybody who in the chat who isn't, but if you're watching this on YouTube, quick encounters are one of my favorite rules in Savage Worlds.
$24 minus the modifier, or
Okay.
whatever your thing is there. But 24 is what I got for my total thanks to.
All right, Wickers, you hit Gunsight Canyon like a bat out of hell, like a terror, cutting down the bodies of those who stand in front of you. Like they're not even living things. They are just meat to be clawed through. And as you rip through this group, you leave the way open for Sister May to come behind you, begging people to lay down their weapons and get out of your way. So, Sister May, give me your persuasion test, please.
9.
9. All right, so Sister May, that is a success, but that is not a raise. Would you like to re-roll that, or do you want to keep it as is?
It feels dumb to give up a success to try and get a raise, but Why not? I've got an extra Benny burning a hole in my habit.
It's a bad habit to break.
That did not go better.
All right, so still at where you're at. All right, so Sister May, you get a level of fatigue. It just kind of wears on you. As you kind of talk through, it gets quiet. It's harder and harder for you to keep your voice up. So you have a -1 to all things until you are able to rest. You can give. Can I give Bob a Benny to? Yeah, you can give your bennies to Sister May and to Bob. That works. That works for me. And Tank the Freight,
Sweet.
seriously, let's chat about possibly having you in a Riffs one shot. I would be more than happy to run that. All right, so Leslie, go ahead and as you're flying around in your gargoyle, carefree, pointing out the cover, ruining the days of these entrenched irregulars, you hear the cold, soulless laughter of Mammalian. And as you do, you can see that one of the rope bridges snaps, sending a half-dozen irregulars, but also some members of the Ghost Steel gang plummeting to their depths. And the bridge looks like it's going to entangle your gargoyle you. So I need your athletics check for your gargoyle as you try not to become entangled in this mess.
Was that a 12 or 8?
It's a 6.
Come on. What for athletics for the
Yeah.
gargoyle?
Yeah.
That's amazing to me because he's pretty buff. So that's 4.
All right.
4 question mark?
4 is enough for you not to get entangled. But as it rolls, you find it harder to make your notice check. So your notice check difficulty has just gone up. Give me your notice check.
Okay, I suppose I should have done that before. I didn't realize. Okay, so 5 at. Okay, so 5. So that's how far did it go up? My difficulty.
Your difficulty is a 6. Do you want to let it ride, or do you want to? You have a Benny.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I go through Benny's like I don't know, somebody who goes through lots of things. 3. That's a 5 again. It's a 5.
All right. Leslie, as you are tumbling about pointing out, your gargoyle ends up skimming against the side of the walls, and you take a wound in this dangerous encounter.
Crap.
Ada, you stalk through the canyon. You see the carnage and the abattoir that Wickers has made of Gunsight Canyon. You see Sister May, her habit stained with blood, as survivors are kind of huddled around her. You hear, you look up and you see Leslie kind of scraped between the gargoyle and the canyon wall for a little bit, but he seems to not have left all of his skin behind. But you don't see who you want. You don't see Arkansas Ted. So give me your notice roll.
I'm gonna re-roll it. 7.
A 7 is a success.
Ooh!
So Ada, as you stalk through this, now the good news is, everybody, that's 4 successes, and you needed 4 to survive this encounter. So well done. But Ada,
Oh, that's how that works. Gotcha.
you need at least 1 per person, and a raise counts as an extra 1. So Ada, as you stalk through this, you get to the back of Gunsight Canyon, and there's Ted. Arkansas Ted, gun at his side, staring you down. Knew the boy couldn't get it right. Knew it'd come down to you and me. Really? All this bloodshed? For something that happened so many years ago? Big handlebar mustache, white hair, little bit of a scruff, long duster, guns at his sides, ready to draw.
I'm so jealous.
And when has bloodshed ever stopped you?
Got a point. Live by the gun, die by the gun. You see his fingers are twitching. Ada, we're going to conduct this as a duel.
Ooh.
A duel in the back. So, Ada, I'm going to show you a card. I am not going to look at it, okay? This is your card in the hole. So I want you to note it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Is
Lower.
this your card?
Lower.
Is this your card?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So I don't know what that is. All right. That's your hole card. All right. So here's how this is going to work. This is going to last exactly 3 rounds. All right. On the first and second round, you get an action card as usual, but you only get to use it for certain things. All right. So let me explain how this is going to work for you. First and second round, bloodthirsty participants get an action card as usual. You can perform most actions, with exceptions noted. You can't basically draw, right? And that's reserved for the third and final round. You can, however, distract or make your opponent vulnerable by making a test. Intimidate. Athletics to get in the right position, that sort of thing. All right. So you can do anything you want in these first 2 rounds, because he's going to be doing the same thing. He's going to try and distract you, giving you a penalty to your roll. And he's going to try and make you vulnerable, making it easier for him to hit you. All right. So here's our first 2 cards, and I have a whole card as well. All right. You also may get new hole cards if you get a raise on your action. I'll explain what hole cards do later. All right. So Lily, your first, come on, King of Diamonds. You are going first. What do you want to do? This is the man who gunned down your husband.
I've been following this gang for a while. I imagine
You've been tracking. You've been putting a lot of them in the ground.
And I imagine that people know things about Arkansas Ted and his story.
Yeah.
So he's always alone, right? He's
Yeah, he's by himself.
And okay, so I want to tell him what I found out about him.
Oh, okay.
Over the last.
Do you have anything that comes to mind, or do you want me to make something up?
So I'll tell him nobody ever trusts him. He is the reason he's always alone is because he doesn't have any personal loyalty. None of his crew ever gets avenged. He just leaves them for dead. The young man that I killed on the road, he's,
All right, Ada, give me an intimidate check.
Going for that emotional damage.
We're going for the emotional damage first, yeah. Oh, good. I do have intimidation.
All right.
Ooh, that. 11.
11. All right. So, Ada, you have 2 sets of choices. Do you want to make him shaken? Or sorry, do you want to make him distracted where he takes a -2 penalty to everything for the rest of the duel? Or do you want to make him vulnerable at this point, making it easier to hit him? If I may make
Distracted.
Yeah, okay. All right. And
It's like
with
Slapsgiving.
Was that your recommendation?
that was my recommendation. It is like Slapsgiving. The other thing is, you have a choice now. You can either draw a new hole card into your pool, or you can make him discard one of his cards at random. On round 3, if you have any hole cards that are higher than his highest hole card, you get extra damage. You're like this. The hole card is kind of like reading your opponent.
Okay.
You each have one card, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him discard his.
All right. This was his card. It's a 7 of diamonds. I don't know if that was higher than your card. This is actually exciting for me. I don't know what's going on. All right, so he is going to try. You know he got kicked out of the Confederate Army for being a going beyond what was considered gentlemanly combat, for doing like horrible things, and for leaving his men to die. He was willing to sacrifice as many men as he needed to just to get out with his own skin intact.
Sure.
He turns to you and you can see he's a little rattled. Don't matter, Ada. I'm not the one with someone to avenge. You know what your husband's last words were? So he's going to try the same thing. So sorry, Ada.
That was a terrible taunt. I was there.
And with his penalty, he does not succeed. You steely eye glare at him down. Nothing. Ada,
It's not the last words that matter.
8 of diamonds to you, and a 5 of diamonds to him. You get to go first. What are you going to try and do at this point? So again, you could continue intimidating him. You could try and maneuver him with athletics to kind of get the light in his eyes. How are you trying to get the read on him?
Yeah, I know that he's taken injuries over the course of his career. Mm-hmm. So I'll try to maneuver him to take advantage of his weakness.
Nice. All right. Give me an athletics check.
Athletics.
Be like, I am not left-handed.
No, that's rather funny. Neither am I.
5.
All right. So that's not good enough to get another hole card, but that is good enough to make him vulnerable for the final shot.
Okay.
All right. He sees what you're trying to do, Ada. And he's like, it's not just about you, though, anymore. It's the problem with opening your heart to people. I die here. And that little nun that you travel with, she's not going to be worth the habit she's poured into. Got some dollars set, a bounty. I'll make sure she stays in the ground.
I know all about bounties.
Dang it, another 5 with the -2 drops me to 3. All right, Ada, we are now on the last round. So at the start of third round, I don't deal out action cards.
Okay.
We reveal the hole card of their choice, usually the highest. Whoever has the highest one goes first. All right. Can I flip yours? I don't have any. What did you have?
10 of spades.
10 of spades. All right. You are going first. You have no additional cards, so you don't get any extra damage, but you get to go ahead and roll your sheet.
Shot first.
Yeah.
She still has her bonus, right? So she can do a D12?
Yep, she still gets her D12 and her D6 for her wild card.
Okay. 8.
Also, the rule is you cannot soak wounds in the duel.
Of course not.
Grim Reaper wants you dead. What'd you get, Ada?
8.
An 8 hits with a raise. So go ahead and roll your damage and add an extra D6 to it.
14.
14. Ada, that hits for 3 wounds. What's it look like?
Shot to the heart.
Second one of the night. He goes to skin his revolver, and you're faster. The Wickers, you and Leslie, you guys get to the entrance of the small house built here, and Ada's just standing there, the smoke curling from the end of her revolver. You rolled, yeah, and the smell of cordite in the air, and you just see the tall, thin man with the big, bushy mustache drops to his knees, giving out the dull thunk as it hits the wooden planks, and he falls face forward into the ground. You can see the blood stains spreading on the back of his shirt and it's starting to soak the wood.
Well, what did we miss? How do you congratulate somebody who's just vengeanced someone?
Well, my initial reactions are going to be have to base on certain things. Am I still
the devil's still out for
Manitude?
this whole scene. Yeah, you go for it.
Yeah, so just walking up comes this grinning, even more macabre. He's actually kind of looks like Ryuk from Death Note now that I'm thinking about it at this rate. And he just walks up with this grin and he looks over with the bright red pinpricks over the sclera. Well done.
Even you, Leslie, can hear a soft set of claps just off to your left, just behind you. Well done, Leslie. Not often I get to watch someone else slide a little bit further to hell. Normally it's just you.
That's awful. I'll just keep that to myself.
The Battle of Gunsight does not take much longer to draw to its conclusion. Between Wickers and Ada, between the death of Arkansas Ted and the arrival of Scarlet and the Ghost Steel Gang, the Little Rock Irregulars are no more. The people of Gunsight, who they clearly tied up and were abusing, you free. Sister May, your aid restores their spirits a bit. Several of them do take the opportunity to kick at the irregulars who gave up. And soon, Prospector Bob and Scarlet. Well, Scarlet comes riding in. Prospector Bob, more of a waddling shuffle. Leslie, glad to see you didn't die when you hit the canyon wall. Who was the big fellow with you?
I feel like I am dead. The big fellow that is with me has no name, but is figment of overdone imagination, given form. You'll understand that is secrets in the book, and so I pat the Hoyle's book just inside my my vest because I do keep it there, hoping that someday it will block a bullet as well.
Well,
but yes, I'm cagey about it.
That's fair. She kind of gets off and walks over and just kind of makes sure you're okay. Holy hell! I'm sorry, Sister May. That's a stronger language than I admitted to. Is that it? That's Little Rock Irregulars no more? He takes his cap off and smooths his hair back. I've got to say, you coming to my rescue means an awful lot to this old prospector. Tell me, did Heaston manage to print that god-awful letter that he made me sign? Hope the town...
Did.
Is the town okay?
Unfortunately, it caused a ruckus, and, well, we dealt with it in a fashion.
Well, you guys know what's going on. You said that you know that there's something in the forest. Listen, I saw... What did I miss? Nigel? Is Marshall?
And we're just so proud of him, aren't we?
As you guys look back, Felix and Nigel are taking the surviving irregulars and depositing them inside the wagon that they rolled up. Wickers, I need you to tell me when to stop shuffling. All right. All right, I need you to give me a spirit roll, Wickers. No bonuses, no knowledge of the DN.
Is a 6.
All right. Aswazit goes back into his
Fleshy prison.
fleshy prison, and you contain it once again.
I definitely like to.
Oh, go ahead.
Definitely like to imagine that each time that this has been happening, he's felt it harder and harder, and to distinguish himself from Aswazi.
Yes.
And because each time it keeps bleeding more and more into his rage.
Well, and like the claw, like there's more and more of the creature manifesting.
Yes.
What's this I hear about tree people?
Well, yes. Apparently, there is an ancient evil tree queen in the quivering forest. Isn't that just something?
Scarlet turns from Sister May to you, Leslie. I didn't know that nuns could have a sense of humor.
She's
If
confused.
only she was being clever.
Holy crap, your voice just went crazy in my ear. I feel like I was just possessed. I'll let that go because it seems thematic.
You're welcome.
Well, she is gifted. Shall we say she is gifted in many ways, and we are proud to be in company together. And have they ever been introduced?
No, this is really the
I
first
would
time
love
that.
to make
Yeah.
introductions all around. This is ineffable prospector Bob. I'm not entirely sure.
My
I
lady.
used to. This is Wickers. Are you still looking like Wick? Are you?
He's
back
currently sitting on a rock, and anybody that like is peeking out of the cart, his head just is snapping up and being like, "Get your head back inside there, or so help me."
This is Wicker's closest thing Satan has to friend, and over here, of course, you've met Sister May. It's wonderful, wonderful woman of God. Ada, who is, and I imagine she's near,
Yeah.
is
Oh, go ahead, Bob.
is very vengeance-minded and skilled with rifles, projectile weapons. You would like her.
Yeah. So Ada, what's going on in your head? Like, how's Ada
kind of a
reacting
lot of
to all of this?
kind of a lot of white noise, right? Because this vengeance for the last couple of years has been her whole focus, and I mean, she can continue being a bounty hunter. There's nothing wrong with that, but where's she gonna go now?
Right. Yeah. So kind of white noise, as you said, maybe 1,000-yard stare.
The thing that has me concerned is that the Gatling fellow said that, well, there was something waiting for Ada above and beyond a gunfight, I thought. Like that the gentleman with the mustache had, bigger guns than the one he carried on his hip.
Scarlet says, I don't know what he would have meant by that. I just know that Gatlin was a piss of a man. Not like my Leslie here.
Oh, it's touching. I try and like shield her from the Leslie, the Nigel and Felix show over there
That's
because
right.
she is an outlaw. I'm not trying to like give
No,
my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Felix kind of makes eye contact with you and nods and kind of slides around and like you're keeping Scarlet and Felix is keeping Nigel. Like the two of you are sort of.
Yes.
Speaking on that, Wickers is going to stand up, put his hat back on his head. He's going to look at Nigel. We tried it your way.
I'm not sure we rightly did, but there's a lot of.
Well, up until they decided to shoot the good sister, we tried it your way.
That's fair. He
And I'm sorry that we did not follow through as we had intended. And I'm sorry that I may have lost sight as he suddenly realizes he didn't grab the doll and he just straight up leaves. Whatever he was in the middle of saying, he just starts running towards the body.
All right. We'll come back to you in a second. That there's a powerfully strange man, Prospector Bob says. Powerfully strange. Well, I don't know about this quivering trees or Dark Mother in the forest or anything, but I do have a place we could stay tonight if we need to rest. I can lead you to the forest.
No, not the forest.
I'm so mad that I already left. I'm so mad.
But Ada, it sounds like the forest is what needs to be gone to, like, right?
No.
Gotta go in there and get it. Get this dark tree, Mother.
Not
thing.
without flames.
Well, don't you worry. Leslie here still has my lucky dynamite.
Oh, do I?
You do.
I do. Oh, I do. That's very dangerous. Why did I carry that around with me? Okay.
It might be hard to root out the pod people in town, but if we can take out the mother, well, then that might just, cut the snake off at the head, as it were.
That right there that's a pun. It's the highest form of humor. Root out a tree person.
Did I pun?
You did pun.
You wanted to root them out.
I thought for sure that you were doing it on purpose. Thoroughly confusing.
The chat agrees with me.
She's been absorbed by the character of Sister May.
That's right.
Right.
So, well, Ada, you're welcome to stay here. But, Scarlet says, listen, I know how it is facing a fear. But I'll go with you if you want. I'm not letting this one out of my sight. Bring some guns with me. Probably not many of the boys. They're going to be, burned a lot of my credits with the Ghost Steel gang just getting them over here. But I'll ride with you and Leslie into the forest. If you'd like it.
I do like this plan.
Don't trust the trees.
She will keep you safe from trees.
Extra.
That's right. I think Lily is channeling her first character, which was a dwarf in the Dark Eye game. Don't trust the trees. They're coming for your homes.
Wow.
All right. So as you guys rest, people who's wounded? Give me show of hands. All right. Well, Wickers, you're going to be fine. You're going to be stitching. The rest of you, we will make rolls for healing at the start of the next session. But we'll end here with Wickers. Wickers, you get out Gatling's body just lying there in the sunset, torn apart where you left it.
Goes over slowly with hands that are shaking with an emotion that he can't express elsewise. Moves the coat aside to gently take this cornhusk doll that was once his son's, if it is indeed still there, of course, because you have that look of mischief about you.
I do have that look of mischief about me. and you don't see it there. Give me a notice roll. That is an Order of the Stick reference, John Doom. Have a Benny. You're on point.
Point the end of a stick. Ten.
All right, you see little bloody tracks in the dirt moving away from his body. I do too, Signum. It's beautiful. As you head out into I assume you're following it.
Oh, yes.
You can see that sitting ahead, polishing something on the corn silk of its chest, is the little doll. And as you approach, it kind of looks up to you. It's soaked in blood. And you hear a voice as if from a full-size person. Ha ha, Wickers. It's good to see you. I did not think that little man was going to put the end of you, my friend. Do not worry. The little corn doll holds up one of Gatling's teeth that he's pulled out. I'm good at forging links from things that are taken from other people. Mon ami. Do not worry. All of those who you wish dead. We do not stay that way. It seems as if hell is too full these days. No? And it throws the little tooth up in the air, and you see it tips its head back as if to eat it. And you do see the corn parts, and it swallows the tooth, and the whole doll bursts into flames. That's we will end for tonight. And next week we will have episode 11. 2 episodes left in the horror at Headstone Hill. Thank you to my posse. I hope you guys had fun. I love all of the different ways that Deadlands and Savage Worlds gives us way to resolve these dramatic scenes. We had a good fight scene, we had a dangerous quick encounter, and then we got to try out the duel rules. So
I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
I wanted that so bad.
Whenever I think of Western role playing or anything, I always think of playing a gunslinger. So I've avoided it on purpose this time.
There are actually edges you can take that allow you to manipulate the cards in the hole. And so like if you build a gunslinger, you can build a duelist and just call out everyone at high noon. And again, you don't get to soak in a duel.
Yeah, that's crazy good.
Yeah.
But if you're always firing first.
That's right. So, thank you to everyone who is playing here. Thank you to Bob, Lily, Rook, and JD. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Signum, Tank the Frank, Zach, Mr. Bob Crumb, who I've always think, and John. I think I hit everyone. Tipsy Flipper and Phantom of Truth. Always good to see all of you. We will be back tomorrow morning on Behind the Screen. I will be doing a review of a Zweihander adventure that just came out, The Eternal Night of Lockwood. And then we'll have our final installment of the Infernus Gamble on the Torg Eternity game. Now, just to let you guys know, we're going to be going into our Grimdark fantasy overview on Thursday. Sunday, we've got a interview with Rob Heinso of Pelgrane and Fire Opal talking about 13th Age 2nd Edition. So if you have any questions about it, join us Sunday night at 8 o'clock Central. And then, as I've said before, we're going to finish up Headstone Hill. We're going to have a post-mortem, which is something I always do with a campaign. We talk about our favorite scenes, what we think of Savage Worlds, what we thought of the campaign, what we thought of the other characters. And then I do want to do a Savage Worlds Riffs one-shot. I want to have John Doom in there. If there's anyone else who would like to join, put your votes
names in the
chat. Names in the ring, yeah, for coming up in probably like 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to do a Savage Rifts game. So keep that in mind. I'm going to show off Savage Rifts. So until then, thank you to my posse who bring their A game 10 weeks in a row. Gonna finish strong. I have good faith in these people. Thank you to Pinnacle for sponsoring the show. Thank you to the Mr. Bob Crumb, whoever that man may be, for the delightful overlay that we get to use. We will be back next week for The Horror at Headstone Hill, episode 11, whose title we'll reveal in the pre-show. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. We will see you all in a week. Aces Wildcards.